Hello, I'm Nikki Zimmermann. I'm the Direct Support Team Lead at Rare Dementia Support, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here for this webinar today and to be joined by Julie, who's been living with PCA. Hello, Julie.
Hi there.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, we're talking today about improving the assessment and diagnostic process and pathway for people living with dementia at a young age, but that have some atypical or uncommon like symptoms. And I know that you're really passionate about improving this because you didn't have the best of experiences yourself within sort of this process. Would you like to tell us a little bit about that to start off the webinar today?
Yes. So I was having problems at work and at home and forgetting very important things. And eventually I went to my GP and got referred after a long period of time to the teams involved in my diagnosis. When I did get diagnosed after various scans and tests, I was asked to attend hospital by myself alone. And then when I went in to see the consultant, he proceeded to tell me, after showing me some scans that didn't mean a lot to me at the time, that I had Alzheimer's. And so I asked, okay, what can I do? Basically he was saying, there isn't anything that we can do for you. We can just support you. And there is an Admiral nurse, but they weren't available on that day. So it was a hell of a shock and made me feel like my whole world was ending very soon. And I drove back to my daughter's after the appointment and just cried for a long time. And it was pretty traumatic, and it did really feel like that was the end of me, that I was going to be going down a little hole and be gone quite quickly, and there was nothing I could do about it. So that was the most awful experience. And then my family heard about what was going on with me and spent a lot of time finding out things that might support me, help me, give me information. That's how I found the Alzheimer's Society, and I've ended up joining the PCA group, things like that. Now I really could have done with right at the beginning. There is support there is information, there is help, there is lots of people living with this, and they're living for it a long time. And considering when you get a diagnosis that's limiting your life, every day is so important, and your whole future is so important. And the depression is bad enough without thinking that the end is nigh. It was just the worst thing to happen in my life. The worst thing I think anyone could be told is that they've got Alzheimer's, and there is nothing else they can tell you. So that's sort of pretty much how it was for me, and how my family has gone on looking at medication that would help me. And that has been great. It has actually helped. And that is through and going onto various other websites that other people use, seeing what they've done, seeing what helps them, and sort of wading my way through lots of information and finding out, would that be helpful for me? Quite tricky. And yeah, it is hard to find out some things. I don't want to find out everything straight away. But yes, thank goodness for the people that are around me now. It could have been so much better. And thank you for listening now. And I hope that other people will have a better experience in the future, because it's so important. With any sort of disease, you just need a way forward, and you need hope. And that's what I want everyone to get from now on, if that's what we can do. Okay.
Thank you, Julie. With your Alzheimer's disease, it's not just Alzheimer's, is it? It's an atypical Alzheimer's. It's posterior cortical atrophy, PCA.
Yeah.
And would have that been really helpful at the beginning, knowing that there was different symptoms and, you know, a much more structured and specialized pathway for you?
That would have been really the best. That would have been the much better outcome from my experience with the consultant. I needed to understand. He just waffled something about Alzheimer's and PCA, and I didn't know what that meant. And it was, later I found out what that was about. And later again, I was part of a PCA group, and we meet regularly. And my goodness, that is an eye-opener. And that has given me hope, and that has given me back again, because I think, oh, there is hope in having some sort of life, and I am doing that now. But that wasn't what had happened at the time, and I still feel that I'm finding out things that they haven't really explained to me.
So it's really education at an early stage, knowing the specialities of the skilled workers that can be involved in your care early on, and what the processes are, which would be really helpful. And hopefully from our webinar today, we're going to talk through sort of the different processes of a specialist referral and a specialist centre, and how that can be helpful for people. So I'm hoping there's going to be some really good take-home messages today, and hopefully that people will go away with some hope and learn from the experience that you've had, Julie. So thank you very much.
Thank you.